So I rest my body. I reorganize my life. Third thing Nehemiah did is refocus on God. Get your focus off the enemy and back on God. And that's verse 14 in Nehemiah 4. After I made an inspection, stood up and said to the nobles, the officials, and the rest of the people, don't be afraid of them. Remember the great and awe-inspiring Lord and fight for your countrymen, your sons, your daughters, your wives, your homes. Now, he says a couple things here. First, he says, don't be discouraged. Remember the Lord. What am I supposed to remember? I remember God's goodness to me in the past. I remember God's presence with me in the present. I remember God's promise of power for me in the future. I remember the Lord. I encourage myself in the Lord. I get my mind off the circumstances and get my thoughts on the Lord, because your thoughts determine your feelings. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Jonah 2:7. You know, Jonah is running from God and everything. His whole life's downhill. And at the bottom of the ocean, he's swallowed by this great fish. And in Jonah 2:7, I love this, it says, and when I had lost all hope, I once again turned my thoughts to the Lord. That's what you need to do if you feel like you're losing hope. You need to turn your thoughts again to the Lord. Okay, I need to refocus on God. Finally, the fourth thing we do is resist. We resist. I rest, I reorganize, I refocus, and number 4 is I resist the discouragement. That's where he says in verse 14, remember the great and awe-inspiring Lord and fight. Circle that word. Fight, resist. Fight your country, for your countrymen, for your sons, for your daughters, for your wives. Fight for your homes. Now, you know, as believers, we're engaged in a spiritual battle. And that battle is very, very clear. And Satan is the accuser of the brethren. And he would love to neutralize your effectiveness. And his favorite weapons are distraction and discouragement. The Bible tells us in James 4:7, resist the devil and he'll flee from you. We are in a battle. We're in a war against negative forces. So, let me make this very clear. If you're discouraged today, it's because you're choosing to be discouraged. Discouragement, like happiness, is a choice. You are as happy as you choose to be. You are as close to God as you choose to be. If you feel far from God, guess who moved? God didn't move. You are as close to God as you choose to be. You are as happy as you choose to be. And you are as discouraged as you choose to be. Nobody's holding the gun to your head. You don't have to be discouraged. You can rest, refocus, reorganize, and resist. You can do what Nehemiah did to get the heart of God back in his heart. Great people are simply ordinary people who don't get discouraged. They never give up.